Welcome to an historic season at Ayresome Park. The launch of English soccer's new Premier League has guaranteed a special place in the record books for the 1992-93 season, and we'll be following Borough's progress in a brand new series of exclusive videos. Volume 1 is a story of an impressive start for Borough. The highlight, a stunning 4-1 win over league champions Leeds United.
Middlesbrough lead 2-0, early stages of the second half. Phillips, left-footed, looking for the header right heads it, it's a fine goal by Tommy Wright! He opens his account at Ayresome Park!
Just in case anyone hadn't noticed, Borough were well and truly back in the big time, and leading marksman Paul Wilkinson was doing his best to make an impact, with 5 goals in the season's opening 5 matches. Lenny Lawrence's men had succeeded in taking promotion to the new Premier League in their stride. Coming up, the season's opening 11 matches, starting with the big kick-off against Coventry City. 3 months earlier, the men from Highfield Road had narrowly survived relegation, but under new manager Bobby Gould, the Sky Blues have proved one of the Premier League's most improved sides.
Near post, Pears comes, he didn't get hold of it. In goes Wilkinson, shot coming in there and blocked. But Stephen Pears unable to get hold of that ball. Here it is again, got both hands behind it. It then came off Atherton, and in went Paul Wilkinson. Sansom's throw. Good leap by Rosario. Up in the air from Kernaghan. Middlesbrough not clearing their lines too successfully there. In the end, it was Jimmy Phillips who headed it clear. But back come Coventry City. This is Mick again. Good ball for Robson. First time ball from Robson. Oh, it's there! John Williams, a debut goal for him just 9 minutes into the new season. The fastest man in league football beats Stephen Pears to that ball. And Coventry City lead Middlesbrough by 1-0. Here it is again. Good ball by Ginn, but what a terrific run this was by Stuart Robson. First time ball in from him, and there's the perfect finish from John Williams. Free kick then. Number 7 is Ginn. Good shot coming in there from Fleming, and Stephen Pears didn't get hold of it first time. Here it is again, the ball coming out. Great left-footed volley, and that almost trickled over the line. Pearce with the free kick. Up goes Kernaghan. Down by Smith. That's a good ball in. Rosario coming in from the blind side. Once again, Coventry City driving forward through Robson. Good clearance by Kernaghan. But Coventry City still leading Middlesbrough by 1-0. Fleming with the throw. Robson. That's a good ball in, and Pears didn't get there again, but David Smith did. 2-0 to Coventry City, 51 minutes gone. It was Fleming's ball that split them open. And a little bit of woolly defending there in Middlesbrough's penalty area allows David Smith to score his first of the season and Coventry City's second. Rosario the man going in there, and Smith getting in front of Chris Morris. Kernaghan, cool play between him and Phillips. Knocked on by White. Middlesbrough just haven't found their rhythm yet. Laying that one through nicely. Oh, and this is Wilkinson. Good goal by Wilkinson. Taken in typical style. Paul Wilkinson's first of the season. 63 minutes on the clock, and Borough back in business. Here it is again. Beautiful ball chipped through. And Paul Wilkinson, who netted 22 goals last season, gets his first in the Premier League.
The first ever home match in the Premier League came against Manchester City. The side Borough had knocked out of both cup competitions in their promotion year. This time round there were a couple of new faces in the Borough side. Centre-back Derek White, a £900,000 signing from Glasgow Celtic. He was making his Ayresome Park debut, and so too was fullback Chris Morris, another summer signing from Celtic. Morris acquired in a straight swap with Andy Payton.
Throw-in taken. A mistake by the Middlesbrough skipper Kernigan. It's a good shot, hits the top of the crossbar, and that was a shot from nothing by Niall Quinn. And Middlesbrough lucky to escape that. The ball just dipping at the last moment, beating Ironside, but fortunately for the Middlesbrough keeper, clipping the top of the crossbar and going over for a goal kick. So Middlesbrough escape. Vonk underneath the ball. Middlesbrough picking up possession. This is a good move. Wilkinson clear. He's only got Coden to beat. Can he keep his cool? He does, but it just goes wide of the upright. Wilkinson so close to giving Middlesbrough an early lead. And Wilkinson, the only scorer so far in the Premier League for Middlesbrough, after grabbing his and the club's only goal at Coventry in the season's opener. Ball thrown back to Ian Ironside. Ironside, quite rightly, able to pick the ball up from a throw-in and can clear long. Long kick on him, Ian Ironside, the ex-Scarborough striker. He was in the old 4th division with Scarborough when Middlesbrough signed him. But now Middlesbrough can break. Bernie Slaven, and Bernie Slaven stays onside. He's only got Tony Coton to beat, and that's a great goal by Bernie Slaven, putting Middlesbrough into the lead. The Manchester City defence came out looking for the offside flag. The ball was played through, the timing was just right, and Slaven able to run through and side-foot the ball coolly past Coton, giving Middlesbrough a lead on 15 minutes. Middlesbrough 1, Manchester City 0. Brightwell chips the ball forward for Rick Holden. Holden controls, but a good challenge by Morris. Back to Andy Hill, who plays the ball forward. Morris underneath, his route to goal cut off by the new law, not allowed to pass it back to his goalkeeper. Well, certainly he is allowed to pass it back, but not for the goalkeeper to pick it up. But Middlesbrough can break again. Slaven, challenged strongly by McMahon, but able to get the ball outside to John Hendry. Hendry plays it to Andy Peake. Andy Peake back out to Hendry, who can keep it in play. Hendry, who is a good crosser of the ball, but also likes to get at defenders and get a cross in, which he's done in this case, to Wilkinson. A fine goal, Middlesbrough 2-0 into the lead, and it's Bernie Slaven grabs his second. Just 17 and a half minutes gone at Ayresome Park, and that's Middlesbrough 2 goals into the lead, and this one resulting from a cross from the right-hand side by John Hendry, heading in by, of course, in that position, Bernie Slaven. Holden, the guy who's been pushed, takes the kick, but it's headed well clear. Slaven just unable to complete the clearance, and Curl hammers that ball in looking for White. This is dangerous for Middlesbrough, the backheader by White, but straight into the arms of Ian Ironside. Bit of ugliness creeping into the game between Niall Quinn and Paul Wilkinson, the two who were vying for the ball as it came over the top, and as they were running away, Quinn, a little gesture the referee certainly didn't like. Wilkinson just walked away, certainly kept his head, kept his cool, and for his troubles the referee will show the first card of the game to Niall Quinn, and would you believe that's a red card for Niall Quinn. Niall Quinn sent off from this game at Ayresome Park 25 minutes into the first half of this game. 36 minutes gone in the first half. Middlesbrough leading 2-0. Manchester City down to 10 men. Niall Quinn being sent off after 25 minutes for an off-the-ball flare-up, but City in a good position to try and pull something back. Sharon's in the middle waiting to try and get the ball. So is Holden, the ball to be chipped in. It is chipped in. It's a header by Rick Holden. Clips the Middlesbrough upright and goes behind for a goal kick. And I wonder what the defenders are thinking about Ian Ironside. Maybe Ironside should have come off his line a little bit more quickly to deal with that. But fortunately for Middlesbrough, it clipped the upright and went wide. Ironside to take the kick. 3 minutes away from a valuable 3 points and opening their account at Ayresome Park with a victory at Middlesbrough. City Well, they're staring a defeat in the face. Hendry, good work by Hendry, a brilliant shot and a great save by Coton. Although the referee didn't see Coton get his fingertips to that, and you can tell by the reactions of the Manchester City goalkeeper, who's walked straight back to his goal line. He certainly did get a finger on that. The linesman didn't see it either, and that's going to be a goal kick to Manchester City.
Lenny, a different feeling from the opening game of the season. You must be pleased with the outcome.
Yeah, it was similar in that the game was won and lost in the first 30 minutes tonight, as it was won and lost in the first 20 minutes on Saturday. But we went at them, we got at them right from the start, and we had a great opening half hour. Lots of great attacking football, some good moves and 2 terrific goals, you know, and that was very pleasing. Went off the ball a little bit in the second half. Manchester City did better, to be fair, but they had no clear-cut chances. And although we gave the ball away a bit too often in the second half, for my liking, we defended with discipline and we applied ourselves and worked hard, and we were worth it at the end of the day.
2 good goals by Bernie Slavin, that must have pleased you.
When he got left in the clear, I think it came off a Manchester City player because it looked offside, but you couldn't wish for a better person in a 1-against-1 situation. And Bernie leaping to head him in at the near post is not a totally familiar sight, but you know, great cross from John Hendry and a good header in the net, and that's it. It was good.
So both sides pushing forward in this game. It's now the turn of big John Lukic to knock the ball forward. 6'4" Lukic, speed. Chance for McAllister, peeking very quickly. Hendry in possession. McAllister fighting back, trying to win the ball back. Hendry, an ex-league player, of course. And Hendry will be wanting to show what he can do to his old club. Has been at Edson Park for a couple of years now. Drifted into that penalty area, side, but it's there! Paul Wilkinson! Really a goal from nothing for Middlesbrough. Wilkinson slid in to convert the Tommy Wright cross, and he got that telling touch on the end of the ball, and Lukic was really helpless. Middlesbrough 1, Leeds United 0, after only 8 minutes of this game. Again, Middlesbrough breaking the long ball down and into touch. Chris Fairclough not wanting to play the safe ball back to John Lukic. Lukic couldn't have picked it up, but Middlesbrough attacking. The ball back out wide, another cross. The header's in there, Wilkinson, it's 2-0. The same combination for Middlesbrough. Tommy Wright cross from the left-hand side. The defence missed the ball completely, and Wilkinson from close range made no mistake. Again, John Lukic helpless. 8.5 minutes gone at Edson Park. An amazing start for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough 2, Leeds United 0. Chapman, Wallace. Peak clearing for Middlesbrough. Fairclough to White. Long ball by White for Chapman. Flick on. Kernigan there. Puts ball to Cantona. Cantona, first time shot. Great save by Ironside. And within 30 seconds of starting this second half, United pushing forward, looking to pull back this 2-0 deficit. Strachan takes the corner. Headed clear. What a great save by Ironside. Keeping his side well and truly on top of this game, and Wright can break for Middlesbrough. Faulkner inside, but plays the ball outside to Hendry, who skipped over the challenge by Dorigo. But Dorigo very quick and very happy to play that ball back to Lukic. Lukic under pressure, the ball wouldn't fall on the foot he needed to kick it with. And he very quickly decided the safest place when that ball was in the stand. Throw-in taken, Hendry trying to get past Speed, he does. And Strachan challenging strongly. Good challenge by Strachan. A corner for Middlesbrough. Only the third corner of this game. And it's Middlesbrough's third. United still to push far forward enough, to penetrate deep enough to win a corner. Middlesbrough lead 2-0, early stages of the second half. Phillips, left-footed, looking for the head of Wright. Wright heads it, it's a fine goal by Tommy Wright. He opens his account at Ayresome Park. It was a Phillips cross from the left. Wright rose, he's not the tallest of players, Tommy Wright, and he headed that ball into the top corner. Again, Lukic helpless, the third time in this game. Middlesbrough 3, Leeds United 0. Speed to throw down the line. Speed, who's dropped back into that position since Newsom had gone off as substitute. Talking of substitutes, Robbie Mustoe just taking his eye off the ball and not controlling, allowing Leeds a further chance to come forward. Wallace running at the heart of the Middlesbrough defence and drives one. Ironside goes down and collects, has to take it at the second time of asking, because in steamed Chris Fairclough, and he certainly was going to be looking to stab some loose ball home. But Ironside very quickly made up for the not so clean take, and Middlesbrough remain 3-0 ahead. Ball played through, looking for Hendry. Hendry against White, he's cutting inside, he's driving, it's Hendry! Middlesbrough 4, Leeds United 0, and the long through ball was touched onto Hendry. Hendry cut inside of White, and the Leeds fans can't believe what's happening to them. The Middlesbrough fans are in heaven. Hendry makes it Middlesbrough 4, Leeds 0. Dorigo looking to start a move for United. Now drives it long, looking for Chapman. Offside flags raised, and that's an indirect free kick to Middlesbrough. They lead 4-0 at Ayresome Park. 22 minutes gone, halfway through the second half. For those mathematicians around, that's 3/4 of the way through this game. What makes you think I passed my CSE in maths? Phillips inside of Faulkner. Faulkner, little flick on, but no red shirts near it. McAllister can now spray the ball wide to Dorigo. Dorigo running at the Middlesbrough defence now. Plays the ball outside to Wallace. Wallace looking to cross it. It takes a deflection. Kernigan underneath. Hoists the ball high in the air. Mustoe trying to get underneath that ball. Morris does. Puts it into touch. And Dorigo to take the throw in for Leeds United, who amazingly trail by 4-0. Ball played in, Cantona takes on his chest, a great chance for Leeds. Cantona gets the goal back for Leeds. Really, the ball dropped over the top of the Middlesbrough defence. They should have done better with that. Cantona found himself with a couple of feet of space, controlled on his chest, and gave Ironside no chance. 23 minutes into the second half. Leeds United pull a goal back. Middlesbrough 4, Leeds United 1.
Tommy, your first goal for the club since joining them in the summer. You must be pleased.
Yeah, I mean, more pleased with the result really. I mean, we thought we could beat Leeds, the champions, but I don't think we imagined we could beat them 4-1.
And what's the feeling like in the dressing room? They are the champions you've just beaten.
Yeah, I mean, we're a bit shocked really. I mean, obviously we're happy about it, but I mean, as I say, we didn't expect to beat them 4-1.
Now the goal itself, you're not the tallest of guys, but you managed to header it quite cleanly. Can you take us through it? Well,
it was a corner, and I just tried to get a bit of freedom, and Jimmy Phillips knocked in, and I just got my head to it. And it seemed to take a while to go in, but then I heard the roar, and hey, I was just delighted.
Bernie Sladen. Oh, beautiful run by Robbie Mustoe. Mustoe going wide. There's Wilkinson. Oh, marvellous goal from Paul Wilkinson. 75 minutes gone. Beautiful ball in. Hits it first time. And Middlesbrough take the lead. It's cannoned off The Adams trying to drive it through the wall. Handball given, is it? Yes, a penalty given against Alan Kernaghan. Here it is again. Kelly Dixon on the ball, chips it in. And a penalty to Southampton. Chance then to level the scoreline. Beautifully done by Letizia. Sent Ian Ironside the wrong way. 9 minutes left for play. Corner then. Oh, it's there! The Saints have taken the lead. Nicky Banger, the 21-year-old who scored twice from the reserves at Norwich last night, gives Southampton the lead here against Middlesbrough.
But Peake tries to drive it in. He has a second chance. Again, it hits the same player. Gavin Johnson doing well, although I don't think he knew much about the second attempt. Musto, strong challenge by Musto. Parkinson misses his challenge. And a chance for Goddard. Plays a lovely ball inside, looking for Dazelle. Dazelle with his back to goal. Dangerous player, Jason Dazelle, in these positions, but he's been forced out well. But it still falls to Williams. Williams drives it. Ironside clutches the ball. And the big keeper did well to keep hold of that. A good attempt by Williams. An equally good save by Ironside. Strong challenge. Thompson deciding to drive one from distance. Ironside, it come off, I think, the underside of Ironside's arm. But it was enough of a touch on the ball to send it behind for another corner. Ipswich so far 4 corners in first 25 minutes of this game. And Thompson again going across to take the corner. Linnigan again up front. Dazelle. Walk looking for the ball. Whelan at the back. Cross taken. Linnigan gets a flick on. John Walk gives Ipswich the lead on what was his old club before moving back to Portman Road. 25 minutes gone in this game. It was a flick on by Linnigan. Walk left unmarked, and he had a simple task of side-footing it past Ian Ironside. Middlesbrough 0, Ipswich 1. Phillips to Kernaghan. Long ball by Kernaghan, looking to release Wright. Looks as though Wright's got the other side of the defence. Linnigan just helping the ball on a wee touch. But Wright does cross, looking for Slaven. The ball's fallen to Slaven. Won't come down for the Middlesbrough striker. He has a second time. Slaven drives, great save. Excellent save by Craig Forrest. And it seemed to take an age to drop that ball for Slaven to shoot. In the end, he had to push it past 2 defenders, and his shot was excellently saved by Forrest. The result of a long ball played over the top of the Ipswich Town defence. David Linnigan could only head the ball on. Tommy Wright, a good cross from the left-hand side. And Slaven's shot saved well by Forrest. Faulkner challenging. And winning the free kick. Dazelle, who was bending in front of the player, not giving him a fair chance to jump at the ball. Parkinson chipped forward, looking for Wilkinson. The ball dropping at the feet of Wilkinson. He's battling for the ball. First time shot, great save again by Forrest. And this is an excellent display, certainly in the past 5 minutes, by the Ipswich Town keeper. This time denying Andy Peake. Middlesbrough's 5th corner, quickly taken, a short corner. But Phillips loses possession, and Ipswich able to clear. So 2 chances to Middlesbrough in the past couple of minutes. Both dealt with very comfortably indeed, and very spectacularly by the Ipswich Town goalkeeper, Forrest. Right. cutting back outside, trying to get to the byline to get his cross in. To Faulkner. Faulkner skips past one challenge, but not the second. A lunging challenge by White. Phillips under pressure, chips the ball forward. Wright's got the right side of the offside line. Chips it back, looking for Wilkinson. Forrest comes out. Andy Peake drives the ball just over the top of the crossbar. A good chance for Middlesbrough, possibly their last chance of the first half. But he just couldn't get the ball under control. Good Peake. And agonisingly for Middlesbrough, it went over the bar. Again, good goalkeeping by Craig Forrest, coming out and punching. The initial cross by Wright. Header by Kernoon, looking to release Wilkinson, falls to Slaven. Slaven has to cut inside, but the three defenders, he couldn't get through all of them. Phillips to Wright. Wright deciding to go inside, bundle to the floor. Both referee and linesman agreeing with the decision as White tried to cut inside, and that's going to be a free kick to Middlesbrough. A good opportunity for Middlesbrough. 9 minutes gone in the second half. They're trailing by a goal to nil. 4 men in the Ipswich Town wall. The referee still not happy with the distance. He wants them back the full 10 yards. The referee now happy. Phillips puts the ball down. Peake standing behind him. Phillips chips the ball into the penalty area. The feet go in. A goal to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough have pulled a goal back on 9 minutes. Skipper Alan Kernigan got the final touch. The cross came in from Phillips. A late run by Kernigan. He slid into side-footed past a helpless Craig Forrest. Middlesbrough 1, Ipswich Town 1. Ipswich Town penned in somewhat for the time being. Ball thrown. White with a high clearance towards Neil Thompson. Thompson, no, has enough time to be able to control and play the ball forward to Johnson. The referee blows for a free kick. Just stopped Neil Thompson in his tracks. And Thompson was looking for the advantage to be played. Whelan rolling the ball forward, looking to see what options he has available. Linnigan comes across and takes the kick. Looking for Dazelle. Dazelle gets the flick on. Chance for Ipswich. It's there, 2-1. Ipswich taking the lead. The high ball over the top caught Middlesbrough cold. And really Middlesbrough falling to the sucker punch on 14 minutes of this second half. Paul Goddard putting Ipswich 2-1 into the lead. Parkinson looking to try and release Paul Wilkinson, but Linnigan again reading the ball well. Excellent game, David Linnigan. But possibly another chance for him to shine as Middlesbrough come forward. Ball played in from the far side, looking for Faulkner. Faulkner just beaten to the ball, tries a spectacular shot. Faulkner doesn't come off, but Middlesbrough still in possession. Tommy Wright. Cross by Wright, looking for Wilkinson. Little flick on by Wilkinson. Slaven in an offside position. The linesman puts his flag back down. Quite happy to let play go on as the ball's cleared up the line. But into touch. And that's a throw into Middlesbrough. White challenged. The ball runs kindly to Slaven. Slaven crosses to the far post. Wilkinson slides in. Just couldn't convert. Middlesbrough agonisingly close. Too wide, it's a poor ball, but Middlesbrough managed to win another throw-in. Trying to work down the line, Middlesbrough. Their options are being cut short as Ipswich tighten down the hatches. They're leading 2-1. They don't need to really come forward. Good ball by Slaven, releasing Tommy Wright. Wright trying to get to the byline, a low cross in. A sliced clearance. But Ipswich Town cover well. Managed to get the ball up to Alan Kernigan. Goddard, outside to Johnson. Johnson keeping the ball in play. Strong challenge by Kernigan. Time running out for Middlesbrough, just 8 minutes remain, and the release got out on the far side, but good covering by Gary Parkinson. Crowd getting a bit restless at Edson Park as they see Middlesbrough trail 2-1. White coming forward, gone past a few challenges already. Tommy Wright this time throws the ball across the penalty area. Peak with a challenge to Wilkinson. Wilkinson turns his man and shoots! A great finish by Paul Wilkinson! He grabs his 4th goal for the club, Paul Wilkinson. And really, when he turned his man, he had a straight shot onto goal, and he managed to drive it past a helpless Forest. Forest doing all he could. Middlesbrough 2, Ipswich Town 2. Phillips to White. First time crossed by White. Back clear again. It's not going to run into touch because Phillips is there on hand to knock the ball back in. It's flicked on across to the far side. No red shirts near it. And a simple task for Peter Whelan to knock the ball upfield. Kernigan. First time ball forward, looking for Wilkinson. Wilkinson controls. Tries to get to the byline. Wilkinson, he's fouled. That's a penalty to Middlesbrough. The dying few seconds, it was a lunging challenge on Paul Wilkinson, and Middlesbrough given an ideal opportunity to take the 3 points from this game. The referee, Bob Nixon, had no hesitation in pointing to the spot. It was a lunging challenge on Wilkinson. He was trying to get to the byline, and now it's a decision who's going to take the penalty, Bernie Slaven or Gary Parkinson. It's 2-2, Slaven against Forest. 60 seconds of this game remain, a penalty to Middlesbrough. Who'll be the victor? Slaven runs up, takes the kick and puts it wide. Bernie Slaven misses an ideal opportunity to give Middlesbrough the 3 points, and Craig Forrest wasn't called upon. Slaven missed the target completely.
Paul, 2-2 it ended. Is it a point gained or is it 2 points lost?
I think the manager's looking at it both ways, to be honest. I mean, in the end he said he was glad with the point game, but obviously with us having the penalty near the end he was a bit disappointed to have lost the 3 points.
How about yourself? You've notched up another goal. That's 2 successive games you've scored in, and 5 in 5. Are you happy with your own performances?
Obviously, I mean, I've had a good start to the season, but it's important now to try and keep it going, and if we can keep playing as we are, then hopefully the results will turn our way.
Kernigan takes it short to Morris. Morris chips the ball forward, looking to release Bernie Slaven. Slaven cuts inside, trying to work an angle. First time shot by Faulkner. Good save and well held by Simon Tracy. A well-worked move. Bernie Slaven created the opening. Faulkner's drive well held by Simon Tracy. Gannon against Peak. Gannon wins. Faulkner underneath. Cleared by Gale. Morris for Middlesbrough. 9 minutes left. Wilkinson avoids the offside flag. Wilkinson against Tracy. Crosses it. An easy tap in by Willie Faulkner. And Middlesbrough take the lead at home against Sheffield United. It was the long ball over the top. Wilkinson beat the offside trap for once. Slid the ball into the penalty area. And Willie Faulkner with an easy, simple tap in for his first goal of the season. Middlesbrough 1, Sheffield United 0. Rodgers. So John Gannon coming off for Chas Hartfield. Straight swap for Gannon's position. Ball forward for Wilkinson, and if Wilkinson looks up, he'll see Tommy Wright in space. The ball to Wright with only the keeper to beat, and Tommy Wright has scored the second for Middlesbrough. Paul Wilkinson, the provider, he also provided the first for Willie Faulkner in the first half. He turns to provider again, Wilkinson, and Wright side-footed it, keeping his head cool. Past Tracy, Middlesbrough 2, Sheffield United 0. White caught out by Bradshaw, but a good challenge by Alan Kernigan. Mustoe wanting to run at Barnes. Mustoe's got past Barnes, putting it back to Slaven. The keeper's leg does the trick, and United survive a third goal. It was a good save. It doesn't matter what you stop the ball with, Simon Tracy will tell you. He stuck out a leg, and that's what the ball hit.
Willie, it looks a fair bit of damage on the eye. What happened?
It was just one of these accidental things, you know. Went up for a free kick and clashed heads with Brian Gale, and I had to go off and get 3 stitches into it.
Can't be the most pleasant of things to have halfway through a game, but then you came on and battled through, and your first goal of the season.
Yeah, that's right. It was good to get off the mark, you know. To be honest, I thought Paul Wilkinson was going to stick it away from there, but he done well to square it to me.
6th place in the Premier League now, and a few games under your belt. You must be pleased with that.
Yeah, we're very pleased. We've had a good start. A bit disappointed in our away form, but we lost a couple of silly goals in the away games at set pieces and that, and we showed today that we could cope with it, and it's encouraging.
Lenny, you've described other performances in the past. How would you sum this one up?
This was a battle. You know, we weren't able to play the fluent football that we've played in the last 2 or 3 home games. It was a different type of game entirely, and that is the attraction or the strength of the Premier League, that, you know, you've got to show different qualities at different times, maybe only in games only days apart. We wore Ipswich down with a good attacking display. You know, today was a physical encounter, but we're not whinging. A lot of free kicks, a lot of set plays, and we showed a good determination and good concentration to make sure that none of them finished up in the back of our net, and we took a couple of the chances that came our way and perhaps kept them to 1 clear chance in the 90 minutes. That was a really key, crucial game today, because it means we've had a good start. A defeat today would have meant an indifferent start, and a draw would have meant a moderate start, and that was a real significant victory.
Lenny Lawrence expects an especially competitive match, and so striker Paul Wilkinson will have a solitary role in front of a 5-man midfield, with John Hendry back after missing 3 games injured, and Tommy Wright supporting him along the flanks. The referee today, Mr. Ray Lewis of Great Bookham. Reed. Phelan. Simpson. Oh, good touch by Simpson. Great chance here. Oh, what a pity. What a lovely touch by Fitzroy Simpson. He's only 22, who didn't really get a lot of star billing when he played at Swindon, but he's caught the eye since he came to City, and he will do so more and more with touches like that. That was fabulous. Midway through this first half, still no score. City with a free kick. And Derek White, the man penalised. And once again, Michael Vonk has come up from the back. That's Holden! Well, he hasn't opened his City account yet, but he must have been pretty close then. Ricky Holden, the player they signed from Neighbours Oldham in August, stole in there, and City took that free kick really quickly. Reed gets it again. Brightwell. Simpson got a touch. Flitcroft gave it away to Hendry. Wilkinson can go into the penalty area. He's looking for somebody in the middle. He's pulled it right across, and what a great touch by Terry Phelan. terrific break by Middlesbrough, though. Paul Wilkinson had a run into the edge of the penalty area. There might have been a chance to shoot, but you could see he was looking up all the time to see the white shirts in support. He tried to pick out Tommy Wright on the far post, and Phelan just put it behind for the corner. But a delightful bit of football to give Middlesbrough this corner. Flick on was by Faulkner. It's in. Oh dear. Gary Flitcroft is the player wearing the most embarrassed expression. The flick on was by Willie Faulkner. Reed's there, Flitcroft is there, and between the two of them and an unfortunate rebound, it's an own goal down to Gary Flitcroft, and Middlesbrough take the lead. Tommy Wright has got Wilkinson in the middle. Gainey gets in a cross, it's a little bit long. Wilkinson kept it in play though. This is Hendry. And the cross that time was blocked by Phelan. Middlesbrough have a corner. And City will surely have to do something, because Michael Vonk, although he's back on his feet, he's still limping, yes. Well, again a change of heart. He looked as though he was going to walk off, but he's told to stay on. Let's hope that doesn't prove costly for City. An important defender who isn't quite fully fit. Vonk jumps, he didn't win it, and Coton had to push it over. Wilkinson, who out-jumped the City number 6. Corner number 2. This time short to Phillips. Kernahan. Oh, he got in a good shot as well on the turn, which Coton did well to turn away. Oh. Both linesman and referee have agreed that that's a free kick to City against Faulkner. They don't like to see their player manager on the turf here. Peak as far as Brightwell. Reed. Again, they look for David White. Oh, he nearly did that a few minutes ago. He got much more contact with that one. But that's two really good balls over the defence to pick out David White. And he hits it first time, but it's wide of the target. Hendry. Again, back to Mustoe, who's gone inside Simpson. Oh! How did that one get away? It only needed a touch, and Paul Wilkinson would have scored his 6th goal of the season. Robbie Mustoe, the former Oxford United player, benefiting from a fortunate bounce then. He takes his time, and Paul Wilkinson will wonder where that one went.
Peacock penalised, just using his forearm on the back of Paul Wilkinson's neck in order to get some leverage. Alan Kernigan has gone forward too. It'll be Jimmy Phillips with the free kick. It's found its way through to Hendry! Real chance. He seemed to have done the difficult bit in gathering it in and setting himself up for the volley. But although his final strike was a crisp one, it was wide of the target. Impey, now Sinton. This is Penrice. And that's the narrowest squeak yet that Middlesbrough have had at the other end. Gary Penrice's ground shot guided just wide of Brian Horne's right-hand post. Headed by Maddox. On by Wilkins, only as far as Falconer. Wilkins again. Looking for Ferdinand this time, stretching his legs, Horne's out. Did well with the last-ditch challenge. Andy Sinton with the keeper out. But not out of it altogether. Horne recovered quickly. And Sinton couldn't quite lift the ball over him. Well, he was an all-purpose defender there, Brian Horne. First with the slide challenge, and then with the acrobatic save. Really come to Middlesbrough's rescue in the midst of a mini goalkeeping crisis. This is Chris Morris getting in behind Ferdinand, and it's Stachel who meets the crisis with a fine save this time. Chris Morris, where did he came from? Just tiptoed up on the blind side and was suddenly in the Queen's Park Rangers penalty area. I'm looking at the whites of Jan Stachel's eyes. Five minutes of the first half remaining, and suddenly it's really come to life. It's there! Middlesbrough in front. A goal from the skipper, Alan Kernigan. Jimmy Phillips' corner, turned in at the near post. And Kernigan's second goal of the season gives Borough the advantage. Couldn't have been simpler. And he just out-jumped Peacock. Stachel was committed, and it was a comfortable header for Alan Kernigan. Free kick given against Wilkinson. Taken by Wilkins, and here's Peacock venturing over the halfway line. And here's Penrice sneaking into space, and only Brian Horne's leg denied him an equaliser. But Gary Penrice stole a critical yard or two there and had a clear sight of goal. Here's Andrew Impey. Les Ferdinand. Impey again. Sinton to his left. Channing here just behind him. Impey stolen some space inside the box. Three waiting beyond the far post. Sinton's cross won't reach them. Chris Morris saw to that. Wilkins. Second chance for Sinton. Still three in the box. Ferdinand's there! And Ferdinand has scored! And now gone! And Les Ferdinand's persistence produces an equaliser for Queen's Park Rangers. Andy Sinton's curling cross from the left-hand side, and Ferdinand just made it his. Spectacular header. A real centre-forward's goal from one of the best centre-forwards in the Premier League at the moment. White. Slaven. Chance now for Tommy Wright. It's 2-1 to Middlesbrough. And within a minute of Queen's Park Rangers equalising, Tommy Wright has put Middlesbrough back in front. And Middlesbrough, who had a measure of control in the opening period of this second half, have been pushed back, suddenly bounced back with Tommy Wright's third goal for them. Owen Barker just miscontrolled the ball, but he managed to escape. Here goes Andy Sinton. Morris with the challenge, corner kick to verdict. Queen's Park Rangers a little over 20 minutes to get back into the game again. Sinton's trying to take a throw, but it is definitely a corner. To have his arm twisted to take advantage of the situation. Peacock and Maddox on the near post. It's in towards Ferdinand! Close call. Penrice. Hooked away from Derek White. Good work by Penrice! And he's got his reward. And Queen's Park Rangers have come back to equalise again. It's Gary Penrice's first goal since last February. Brian Horn, the Middlesbrough goalkeeper, will be a little disappointed with his part in it, as I guess will Derek White for letting Penrice just squirm away from him. And somehow the shot squirmed through Horn, and Penrice has equalised 2-2. And so with 6 minutes remaining, Middlesbrough will have a free kick in a promising position. Promising enough for Alan Kernigan to venture forward again. It's in towards him, but it was Falconer who came round the back. And for the third time in the game, Middlesbrough take the lead. And will that one be the killer goal? Willie Falconer it was who got it. And he just tiptoed round the back unseen and had a free header from 6 yards, and Stayskill had no answer to it. Wilkins now to Holloway. It'll run for Andy Sinton. Barged in the back by Hendry. Queen's Park Rangers free kick. Last minute of what really has been a gripping game. From quiet beginnings, it's blossomed into a real cliffhanger. Sinton with a free kick. Run away off Maddox for Wilkins. Holloway, the charging in, it's come off the crossbar from Impey, and somehow Middlesbrough have smuggled it away. Sinton's gone tumbling, penalty! Well, if you like drama, this is the place to be. Queen's Park Rangers denied an equaliser in the last minute by a coat of paint. Immediately get a chance for another reprieve from the spot. Stoppage time. Sinton versus Horn. 3-3. And Queen's Park Rangers just won't lie down. 3 times they've gone behind. 3 times they've recovered. And that is surely the final word on a fine afternoon's entertainment at Loftus Road.
Lenny, how many times have you got to win a game?
Yeah, we had it won 3 times, so it's unfortunate we should concede a goal right at the end of the game, but I'm disappointed obviously, but I'm heartened by the spirit and the quality of the football. And you know, people are knocking the game, saying that the Premier League's not very good. It was a magnificent game of football, that.
You've been involved in 1 or 2 actually this season.
Yeah, but that was the best game we've been involved in, and QPR are the best side we've played. I mean, obviously we're disappointed we didn't win, especially the nature of the equalising goal. But I mean, it's been a terrific game, and nobody can dispute otherwise. You know, we had 3 winning positions, and but we showed a lot of spirit each time QPR equalised, and so I'm disappointed. But I think overall, I'm satisfied with the way we've progressed so far.
It's Newcastle who have the free kick now. Everyone ahead of Beresford apart from his keeper. And Kelly, somehow that one stayed out. David Kelly must have thought that one was in the back of the net. Most of the Gallagher end behind him were up and dancing there in celebration. Kelly just nipped in there over Ironside. He got a touch to it and off the underside of the bar and just escaped. And Kelly could not have come closer then. Alan Kernahan towards Wilkinson. Nice little flick there, looking for Tommy Wright. Hooked away by Howie. Quinn underneath it. Quinn got to it first. Phillips can bang the ball forwards for Wilkinson to scrap for it. And Middlesbrough have got some players in here. They're waiting for it. And Hendry nearly had the chance to put Middlesbrough ahead against his old club there. Him and Wright seemed to be waiting for the ball to fall most conveniently. Hendry eventually had the go, but Tommy Wright just did enough. Knocked forward again. Kelly's little touch really came for Quinn. Sheedy, this is out for Kelly. That's a good strike, and Ironside was down, and Kelly lets that one go behind. But David Kelly got the chance then to line up his shot. It was a low, solid drive, and Ironside was down. Lee for Venison. Charged down by Tommy Wright. Howie to the rescue. And Scott. But again, great effort in the midfield by Middlesbrough. Jamie Pollock on that occasion. Kelly. Good ball to Robert Lee. And O'Brien. And O'Brien really can hit them from that range. And there's so much confidence in the Newcastle team, they'll have a go as well. Already got a couple so far this season. Robert Lee laid it back. Wallop. Flashing past the post. Kernahan. Kernahan again. O'Brien. Knocked it back, now Wright to clear, and there wasn't much to spare with the other Tommy Wright coming in on him. Mustoe battling for all he's worth. And tremendous running in the midfield by both sides. Now Lee to Lee Clark. Venison storming up outside him to give an extra man. Nice 1-2 this for Kelly. Kelly round Ironside. Ironside did extremely well again, but the ball still in play. Venison across goal, and Sheedy and Ironside back again. Inspirational work there by Ian Ironside. He really is having a game and a half now. Sheedy, of all people, popping up for the header. Ironside was straight out there, first of all to deny Kelly, and then had to get right back on his bike. Venison swung the ball in. There was Sheedy through the middle, and Ironside did miraculously there to hold on. Sheedy with a corner again. Ironside stays on his line this time. O'Brien trying to push it back towards goal. And Quinn, it won't go in. Away off the line. And again they were under the cosh. And again, the marking so tight. Sheedy. Clark out for Beresford. Now O'Brien. And Ironside again, the equal. O'Brien once more with his shooting boots on. Just his sort of range. Arriving from the slightly deeper position. Sized it up. Ironside in confident mood tonight. Nice little touch on by Slaven for Wilkinson. He's on his own though. Shot was blocked. Well, this is Kevin Richardson. Gary Parker brings Steve Staunton into the match, and the left back can make a lot of progress here. He's got Froggatt available on the left. That surely is where it wants to go, and maybe it should have gone a bit earlier. He's pushed Froggatt very wide. Oh, Saunders! 1-0! It was a gift. The defender was favourite. But Dean Saunders gets his third Villa goal in his third match, and Villa have really punished some sloppy Middlesbrough defending with just over 20 minutes gone. Middlesbrough had committed themselves in attack, and they were short in numbers, when Villa broke quickly. Steve Staunton made good progress in the halfway line. It looked as though the ball out to young Steve Froggatt could have come earlier, but nevertheless Froggatt cut it back from the byline and the defender missed it completely. And there was Saunders with the gift at his feet. 1-0 Villa. Oh, Phillips is put under real pressure by Atkinson. And again, McGrath, Ray Houghton, and Saunders was offside, although play has been waved on. Parker, Saunders isn't offside this time, here he is, Ironside's out of his goal, and it's just drifted wide, and Saunders almost scoring two in the space of, 45 seconds. Peak, Mustoe. This is right. Just too many defenders, and they missed opportunities to make the cross earlier. Wilkinson sliced it to Phillips. This is right, left foot. Was always going wide. Morris. Teal's headed down. This is Froggatt again. Dispossessed. Slaven keeps it going to Tommy Wright, who's got sight of goal here. Wilkinson, it's cleared off the line. Sean Teal was the saviour for Villa. And here comes Tommy Wright again, and that time the cross has gone behind. But Sean Teal has kept Villa in the lead. Tommy Wright had lots of space on the left then. He could have had a shot at goal, maybe that's what he intended. It turned into a ball into the path of Paul Wilkinson, who looked as though he was going to slide it home, and Sean Teal cleared off the line. Gary Parker needs to hurry. Kept his balance under strong challenge from Peake. This is Richardson. Ironside's come, changed his mind. And this is Richardson again. Parker. There's three to look for. Teasing cross, Froggatt! Off the line by Derek White. And maybe Froggatt was too casual. The cross by Gary Parker completely isolated Middlesbrough's goalkeeper Ian Ironside. It went right across the top of him, and 19-year-old Steve Froggatt, the England under-21 winger, had a full sight of goal at that far post, and he was so nonchalant in his touch. If he'd hit it a little bit harder, it would have had to go in. Wilkinson won that one. Staunton. Spinks will have to kick. That'll be Middlesbrough's throw. Nigel Spink has seen a little bit more of the ball in the first 10 minutes of the second half than he did in the first. As Middlesbrough begin to lift the pace, and the crowd at Ayresome Park offer their support from the terraces for the team who haven't been beaten at home yet this season. Slaven over the top for Wilkinson. Oh, great save. Villa's first real heart-stopping moment. And Middlesbrough's top scorer, Paul Wilkinson, acrobatically on the end of that cross. 15 minutes gone in the second half. Kernigan, helped on by Peake. Wilkinson down to Slaven. Out to Tommy Wright. And the cross is hit into empty space. Staunton. Oh, what was he trying to do, Steve Staunton? He's giving it back to Mustoe. Still Mustoe. Teed it up for Wilkinson. Great save, Spink. But Slaven puts it in. It's 1-1. A battling goal from Middlesbrough, with 15 minutes gone in the second half, has made it one apiece. But Villa will look to their left back, Steve Staunton, who had opportunities to clear that. He tried to knock it round Robbie Mustoe, instead of hoofing it clear. He lost possession. Mustoe took it into the penalty area, and then all sorts of things opened up. Paul Wilkinson had a dig. It didn't go in. Spink made a good save there, but there was Bernie Slaven to get his third of the season. Perhaps a surprise that Steve Froggatt is the player going off. He must have picked up a little knock because he's enjoyed a lively afternoon, and is replaced here by number 12, Dwight York. Staunton with this free kick. Just under 20 minutes left. And Villa now with Dwight York on in place. Here's Delian Atkinson. Surely this is two. Great football, Delian Atkinson. Great footwork. He didn't lash it that first time. He was so confident in his own ability to play the ball. He just pulled it away from Ian Ironside as he raced off his goal line. And that has really stunned Ayresome Park. Kernaghan's header only as far as Dwight York. Delian Atkinson. Gary Parker. Dwight York, no offside. Saunders has arrived at the middle of the field. 3-1, terrific goal, Villa. And all around the field, Villa players have their hands in the air in acknowledgement of a superb goal. Villa now beginning to score the goals that their football threatened to produce in the first half. Pollock. Slaven. Staunton, who cleared under pressure from Wilkinson. Pollock made Chris Morris work a bit harder than he needed. Kernaghan. This is Phillips. Wilkinson might get on the end of it, he did. This is Peake. Own goal, Paul McGrath, how unfortunate. Well, hang on. The linesman's put his flag up on this near side. It isn't official yet. Nigel Spink had made a good save. It was unfortunate that it cannoned straight into Paul McGrath and back into Villa's net. And indeed the goal is given and does stand.
Lenny, a 3-2 defeat, the first defeat of the season. How disappointing for you?
I'm disappointed not because we lost to Aston Villa, who I think are a class outfit. I'm disappointed because Aston Villa didn't play as well as Aston Villa can do. We'd got ourselves back into the game after 25 minutes of the second half, and then some woeful defending has caused us to surrender 2 goals. Even then, if we'd have kept our heads after conceding the second goal, we might have snatched a draw with the other goal we scored. But you know, our deficiencies were there for all to see today, which is disappointing, as I say, in terms of the nature of it, but there we are.
You're even too old to remember these. It's tail. You'll kick down. You'll...
Ball driven in. Partially cleared, but another chance for Wright to try and get the ball into the area. Water spraying up all around Tommy Wright's ankles. Does well to chip the ball in. A little bit of panic in the United penalty area. Falls out of Phillips, who drives it. It hits Slaven in the head, and Slaven stays down. He's going to need some treatment, but United can break. Chip forward for Giggs. The ball's going to reach him because it's a greasy surface here at Ayresome Park. Giggs cutting inside, drives it, does Giggs. A good save by Ironside, saves with his legs. And a very dangerous break by Manchester United. And United capitalising. Blackmore, subject to some speculation of a move to Middlesbrough, Clayton Blackmore, but no more than rumours. And that's a throw into Middlesbrough. Good work by John Giddins. Although Ryan Giggs doesn't agree with the decision. Ince. Got Irwin running outside, he drives it himself, a good save by Ironside. That was a good attempt by Paul Ince. The Middlesbrough fans unsportingly singing about Borough rejects. Little do they realise that £2.3 million were paid for the services of Gary Pallister, and he's probably never earned so much money in his life since moving to Old Trafford. Hardly a recipe for being a reject. Bruce with a kick. Decides not to. Now does. Phillips with a head. Controls it with the first. Chests down. And moving down the left-hand side. Mustoe, who cuts inside. Morris is square on the far side. He takes that option. A chance for Morris. Morris strikes one, but straight at Schmeichel, who keeps hold of the ball. Middlesbrough hungry for Schmeichel to drop something. Both Wilkinson and Slaven bearing down on the tall keeper. Long kick. White's header. To Wright. To Morris. Chip forward looking for Wilkinson. Challenge from behind Wilkinson. Fairley. Ferguson. McClare. Giggs making a run wide just off camera. Ince, Blackmore, Giggs. United building and building strongly. Irwin, challenge. The referee points to the spot, and that's a penalty to Manchester United for the challenge on Irwin. So just a couple of minutes away from the interval, a lunging tackle by Gittins. And Irwin really suffering because of sliding onto the ash track on the touchline. It looks as though it's going to be Bruce to take it. Steve Bruce, one of the three who missed in midweek in the penalty shootout against Torpedo Moscow. Can Bruce keep his nerve? Can Ironside win out? 2 minutes from the interval, goalless at the moment. Bruce against Ironside, and Bruce puts the ball past Ironside, sending Ironside the wrong way, making up for his miss in midweek. And United ahead here at Ayresome Park. 43 minutes on the watch. Middlesbrough 0, United 1. Steve Bruce from the penalty spot. Mustoe. Phillips is calling for it on the near side. Phillips receives it to Wright. Tommy Wright. Looking to take two on. He's done it. But not a good ball. Pollock left standing, really. Throw into Middlesbrough. To Phillips. Phillips cross. Pallister equal to it. Peak underneath. Just heads it back to Morris. Chris Morris. Chip forward, looking for Wilkinson. Wilkinson climbed all over. The referee says no. Oh, it's to Slaven. A chance for Slaven. He's gone past one. Oh, it hits the post, Bernie Slaven. Very, very close for United. Slaven did very well indeed to get himself into that position, but the danger's still not over. Wilkinson winning the ball back. A lot of pressure by Middlesbrough. Right to get the cross in. He does get the cross in, and behind for a corner to Middlesbrough. Phelan to Ince. Ince square to Irwin. For Hughes to chase. Morris marking Hughes. Hughes has turned Morris. He's in the penalty area. He's got to be careful. The referee waves play on that occasion. Not a second penalty to United, but a chance for Middlesbrough to break. Hendry flanked by Ince. Good play by Paul Ince. Hendry challenged from behind. Morris looking for Wilkinson. Wilkinson flicking the ball on, right to Slaven. A chance for Slaven! Middlesbrough level at Ayresome Park! Bernie Slaven striking the ball past Schmeichel. 14 minutes gone of this second half. It's Middlesbrough 1, Manchester United 1.
Lenny, it's finished all level. How important's the point?
That was a great point for us. I mean, that is the most, you know, I know a point is only 1 point, as it were, but that's the single most important point and most hard-working point that we've earned this season. Now, they're a good side, and I stand by what I said about them being whoever beats them will win the league. Funnily enough, once we got back in the game, we could have won it, but they had 3 or 4 chances to finish us off and didn't take it. So it was a good game considering the conditions, and a very good point for us.
So Bernie Slaven's 4th goal of the season had earned Borough a point. With a quarter of the new Premier League campaign behind them, Lenny Lawrence's newly promoted side could feel well pleased with their opening efforts. With 10 matches completed, Borough were in 9th place, 1 point above league champions Leeds United. There was no doubt joining the game's new Premier Division had been a comfortable experience, and Ayresome Park was once again a happy place to be. It promises to be a rewarding season for Borough, and we'll be keeping you in touch with all the action right until the final whistle. Look out for Volume 2.